Portions of our programming have been pre-recorded. The Good Neighbor Network, WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna. Flagship station for MTSU Sports. The views and opinions on this show are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of WGNS, its management, other hosts, or advertisers.
Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. You know, if you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
And I want to tell you about a great friend of ours, J. Mullins Jewelers. You know, they've been in this county for going on 100 years now. And their new location is 1640 Memorial Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. Jewelry for any and all occasions, weddings, birthdays, of course, all holidays, Christmas and everything, getting real busy around the Christmas holidays. Check them out at 1640 Memorial Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. You know, J. Mullins Jewelers. Can't beat it. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. You know, if you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
And I want to tell you about a great friend of ours, J. Mullins Jewelers. You know, they've been in this county for going on 100 years now. And their new location is 1640 Memorial Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. Jewelry for any and all occasions, weddings, birthdays, of course, all holidays, Christmas and everything, getting real busy around the Christmas holidays. Check them out at 1640 Memorial Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. You know, J. Mullins Jewelers. Can't beat it. Good evening, everyone. Ed Raymer here with you with the Edwin Lee Raymer Show. I'm your host. Miss Kathy Watts is here with us tonight, but I'm going to tell you something. This show is produced at the studios of WGNS AM 1450, 100.5, 101.9 FM, right here in the heart of the great volunteer state, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Now, you can reach us tonight, and you can reach Kathy. I know many of you are listening, including our Republican friends. You can reach us at 615-893-1450, and you can also send us a text to that number, and Connor will be glad to get it to us and read your question over there. If you're a little too high or too shy and don't want to go on the air, we certainly understand. As you know my guest by now, you know her, Miss Kathy Watts is here. And how do you find us? You can find us right now on YouTube Live, News Radio WGNS. Same thing on Facebook Live. You can find us. All my broadcasts are on there. Many of the others from WGNS, and you can watch us there. And my shows are cataloged back for several years now. And also, you can download the WGNS app and take WGNS with you wherever you go. Listen whenever you wish. Listen to Angela Bingham, and the Angies, they were here. They just left, doing a great job. They're on at 6 o'clock. We, of course, they're on from 6 till 7. We come on at 8 o'clock, and we're glad to be with you. Now, we're going to forego all the normal things we go through, and my guest is a lady you've known now. I have for several years, and I'm glad to have her here and have her back. Kathy Watts. Kathy, how you doing?
I'm great. How are
Good.
you?
It's been great. It's been a little chilly, but hopefully it's going to warm up.
Oh my gosh, it's been
Tell
so
you
hot.
what, man, Lord.
It's very hard to campaign when it's this hot.
Oh yeah, and I told some of the candidates I've joshed with, so no offense, but I think you'll be a lot thinner when I see you at the end of August. And one of our friends, Stephen Reynolds, lost 21 pounds, and Stephen's a thin guy. I mean, he campaigned hard, so this was a few years back. But seriously, it is.
It's hard work.
Yeah, it is hard work. Okay, now I want to tell you about Kathy. She has been the party chair, Democrat Party. She's been a treasurer, district chair of the County Chairs Association, vice president of Democratic Women, one of 4 of our delegates, and you'll remember, at the 2024 Democratic Convention, and many other things. How do you find time for all that?
Well, I didn't think I was doing enough, so I decided to run for office.
Right.
I'm running for county commission in District
16.
16. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So it's actually my first time running for office, but I feel like I'm not really new to this because I've been through it with other candidates.
Well, you've never actually put your name on the ballot, but now you have.
It's different.
It's different, isn't it?
It's harder than I thought it would be.
Right.
It's
right.
more work.
Let me ask you, if I might, before we start out. You've done this now. You've been around this. And you and I are lifelong Democrats. There's no doubt about that. We don't, when we're not flaming liberals, we're not wanting to make cocaine legal and all that stuff. That's not, we don't do that. That's not, and most of you people know that too. What are you hearing from people? Just people that you talk with. I mean, what is it, the kitchen table issues again? I mean,
Growth. Growth is the number one thing.
Right.
Affordability.
You're talking about here in Rutherford County?
Right here in Rutherford County. What I'm hearing is people can't believe the growth that's happened. I mean, I've lived here 17 years, and when I moved here, you could get anywhere in 15 minutes in the whole city.
Those days are
and
gone.
now you can't get to the grocery store around the corner in 15 minutes. Traffic is crazy. Growth is crazy. It's out of control, and people want to lock the door to the county. They really do.
They do. And some counties, and I'm not saying us, and I'm not saying whether they should do it or not, and Kathy's not either, everybody, but some counties have put like a hold on things for like 6 months.
They have. We haven't done that, and I don't think we need to. I don't
think so.
I think we just need to be smarter at this.
Right. And there are plans. I know they had this Project Rutherford or
Plan
Rutherford. And before
I'd love
they
to
got
talk about that.
I know, because they got ready, I think, to vote on or whatever, and then they wanted to change the horse. They wanted to change horses right in the middle of the stream.
Well, and that was the guy I'm running against.
Right.
He thought that the rural areas needed to have 2 houses per acre.
I know.
That's a neighborhood.
I live on an acre. I don't know where another house would go.
Well, I mean, if you got a farm and you sell it and they turn it into a 500-house subdivision. Now it's not a farm anymore. Now it's not the country anymore.
No, it's not.
I love Rutherford County. I love the countryside. I want to keep the rural feel here.
Right.
And we need to build where there's already infrastructure. There's little 2-lane roads out there. That's not going to hold up to 500 houses.
No, that's
and then we never even passed Plan Rutherford. The fellow I'm running against again, he made a motion that they not decide.
Yeah, and there
not
was
to
some
vote against and not to vote for it, just not to decide.
Just don't do anything.
Don't do anything. Leave it as a guide for our planning. Well, that's the problem. In 2011, they did the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's why we're where we are today.
Sounds familiar.
We've grown 100,000 people in Rutherford County in the last 12 years.
But Kathy, does that not sound familiar for that bunch over there on the right? Let's just do nothing and talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
That pretty well describes what they're all about.
Actually explains if you don't do anything for a long time, then suddenly you have to do something, and that's how that 23% tax
like
increase
raise taxes. I was just
came
saying,
along.
yeah.
Is that it wouldn't have hurt so bad if they'd done 3%, 3%, 3%.
I know.
But suddenly, after many years of no tax increases, this huge tax increase that hurt people badly, and
Killed 'em.
and it made folks like you and me who are on kind of fixed incomes have trouble paying those extra taxes.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I mean, and I've said it before, and I will say this, on behalf of some elected officials here in this county, they agreed, what about 1% here and 0.5% here? If you go to people, if you go to your constituents and say, look, we're going to have a tax increase, and here's why. Most people will take the time if they'll listen and they'll understand. Mm-hmm. Most people. Now, not all, but, 23%,
It was huge, and,
Yeah,
and now
I'm telling you.
people are upset about their tax assessment, but
Sure.
It's been explained that the tax rate went down, so the tax assessment could go up, so we'd still get the same amount of money.
Right. Yeah.
And I think mine went down, but I can't really
It's
tell
a
till
numbers game.
till the bill comes. I can't tell for sure.
It's a numbers game.
I don't think it went up a whole bunch, but my property value did. But I bought a different home, and so you always have the chance they're going to notice how much you paid for it and do
Sure.
something about it.
Right.
But
Okay. What are your plans? If they ask you, and I ask every candidate this, and I don't know if this is a fair question. I've thought about this week. I ask just about every candidate. But if they say, okay, Kathy, you got the job, what are you going to do? What's on your mind about trying to do something first? I mean, I know we've got a landfill situation, our growth, obviously.
Yeah, well, some of those things take a while to work on, but
Sure.
probably we could do something day one, and that would be to put a moratorium on building AI data centers to give us time to figure it all out and put in
I
some
know.
rules and regulations. We could say stop today. At my very first meeting, we could do that.
Right.
So, and if we get enough of us in there, we can.
Sure. You can.
And
yeah.
actually, this is not a right or left issue.
No, it's affecting us all because there's this bunch of right wingers. They're not for it either.
No, they're
they're
not.
for it in somebody else's state,
Well,
but not in ours.
Last month, I got up and spoke at public comment, which I do pretty frequently because I want them
understand.
to know I got some ideas.
Sure.
I want to put a little scare into them, maybe.
Sure.
But I got up and spoke on AI data centers, and they weren't. They actually, there was a question later in the meeting where one of the commissioners asked the planning guy, has anyone asked to build an AI data center yet? And he said, no, but they might tomorrow morning,
True.
which was saying that,
maybe.
and so,
Yeah.
and this was a Republican commissioner, obviously, because we don't have too many Democrats.
Yeah, right.
But, so maybe they're thinking about it. And I was actually pulled out into the hall by Jason Cole, the mayor of Laverne, who was
Right.
there, and
Yep.
he wanted to talk about it. He said, we've got to stop this in Laverne, in Murfreesboro, in Eagleville, and in Rutherford County, not just in one place.
And in Smyrna.
Yeah, and in Smyrna,
right.
thank
Sure.
you. But yeah, he says all the municipalities plus the county, and he says I'm working on it in Laverne, and he also said don't say AI data centers, say anything that uses more than, I believe he said 500 gallons of water a day.
Sure. And that leads to my next question. Let me ask you, and I know you're not here to talk about that, but I do want to ask, tell people, what are the AI data centers? What is the purpose of them, and why does we don't need one for every county. We need one for
No.
every region or whatever.
I mean, we could be using one in Colorado probably. I
Okay.
mean, computers, they go everywhere. But,
Sure.
when people say they back up things to the cloud, there's really no cloud up there. It's a data center. And they're just getting bigger and bigger because, you know why? Because people are making these cute pictures that make them look funny and fake.
Yeah,
and those take a lot of
right.
power.
Sure.
And we're writing speeches with AI, which that doesn't take as much power as drawing things. There's good uses for AI. We can perhaps cure some diseases. We might be able to solve
It's
some
possibility.
problems.
Sure.
There are good uses for it, but we play with it a lot. But every time we do, I hear electricity churning. It uses a tremendous amount of electricity. So we don't have to have one here. We don't even have to have one in Tennessee. And we can still keep doing AI like we want to. We just, Tennessee's too pretty of a state to mess it up with. Not only do they use a lot of electricity and water, but they make this horrible hum 24 hours a day. If you live near one, you'll hear it, and pretty soon it'll drive you crazy if you aren't
Sure.
already.
Yeah. And as I understand, massive amounts of water.
Yes.
You've got to have all. Now, do they employ that many people, or
No, actually,
it's really
once they build it, and takes some people to build it. Once they build it, there's a couple guys in there to make sure nothing's going wrong, but they don't have a bunch of employees, so it doesn't increase. In fact, it does away with jobs. One of our candidates, Marianne, said she lost her job because of AI. So,
really.
yeah, because they replaced her. They didn't need her anymore.
Right.
So we don't need to be replacing people's jobs. We need to be making their jobs easier. And
AI can do that
AI
to some extent.
can make mundane tasks faster and easier. So there's a lot of things you can do.
Okay,
with that.
but as far as that's what I was saying, they don't employ that just
Nope,
for someone's going. If you want jobs, this data
Nope,
centers,
that's
that's
not
not
gonna
has
work.
nothing to do with it.
No.
Yeah, okay.
It's
all
not
right.
like hiring a bunch of programmers.
Okay.
AI takes all the knowledge that we have in the world and in the universe and puts it in a computer so that it can figure out things. But sometimes it draws people with 6 fingers too. It doesn't. It should always be checked. It should not.
Sure.
We
Sure.
shouldn't just let it go.
Yep. Something like that. I've thought. Our brother, me and my two brothers, we have a farm in Kentucky, Western Kentucky. It's just
What do you
about
grow?
150 miles away. We don't grow anything, but I think that our kids are growing some things. And
Legal. Legal there.
all right, yeah, Kathy, quit asking so
Okay.
many questions. Okay, there you go again, asking all those questions.
Okay.
It's we don't, because ours is all hills and hollers, and it's
Okay.
perfect for deer and turkey.
But it's
That's
beautiful,
perfect.
huh?
It is a beautiful place, and it is.
Do you have a
But
cabin there?
If we live in it, we have our farmhouse there. Yes, we do. Got about a 1 acre lake that we catch a few fish out of.
nice.
That the kids, and I must say, our children have taken care of it and doing a great job. Our son is up there right now, and there's always, as you know, something to do. Besides this time of year mowing grass and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are other things. But now, as far as what I do, I pay the bills, pay the insurance, and pay the taxes. Or me and my brothers and I do. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a real money's just rolling in.
I bet.
Yeah. But what do you say we put a landfill up there?
Well,
Would y'all get somebody? Could you politic enough people to truck enough trash up there? We could close this place down there. But
that'd be interesting. But
Okay.
I don't want to do that to the people in Kentucky either. But
That's right.
here's the problem: trash has to go somewhere.
it does.
And although there are solutions that we need to look at, and once again, here we are, years and years, just watching it build up, getting
Yeah,
higher and
I
higher and
know.
higher, and nobody. We keep saying we got to do something about that landfill, and nobody does anything.
Well, and if that landfill is not a perfect example where the county made a bad decision in, I think, the early '80s,
Yeah.
by leaving the contract just open ended.
Oh, they're like, forever and ever, we'll give you
Right.
free trash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can bring your trash here forever and ever for free. We'll even pay you for some of the other trash we get. And
I'm
we thought
telling
it was
you.
such a great idea. And now, look at it's affecting our water with the runoff. And
It's doing it. Yeah.
And it smells and it looks bad and nobody wants to live near it.
Yeah, if they had just stopped it, say, this is going to be like an 8-year con or a 10-year con, even 10 years, and said, but in the '80s we didn't know the growth was going to be what it was.
Oh, no.
It was just an honest mistake. They thought
We have about
everybody will do the
40,000
right
people here
thing,
then, yeah.
and then all of a sudden here comes everybody.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we were taking trash from 26, 27 other
It's
counties.
close to 40 counties now.
Was it close to 40?
Yeah. And so it's just getting higher and higher. Now they want to expand it, and I'm totally against that. Lady asked me the other day at the Farm Bureau meet and greet. She says, "I got a question for you." She says, "Would you ever sell any land to the landfill?" I said, "Not 1 square inch."
No.
And she said, "That's the right answer."
Right.
I said, "No." I said, "When it gets full, they have to close it."
Right. Yeah. You've talked about we're talking about landfill growth. We're gonna have is growth. Do you have an idea on our growth? Should we? I mean, again, Plan Rutherford was one house per acre, and I thought that was a
And that was
reasonable.
a minimum of 1 house per acre. The infrastructure has to hold it,
Sure,
So,
sure.
I mean, a lot of them we want one house per 5 acres. And, the argument was, oh, well, then the land will be so much more expensive, and that'll make the houses more expensive. Well, we're not building out there. That's the country.
Right.
So I don't know, but if you actually look at one of our subdivisions, where the houses are $750,000 to $1.5 million, and the lots are 1/10 of an acre. That's not affordable for anyone.
No. Maybe some people. We've got a lot of people that think they can afford it.
Well, the question has actually been asked by our commission to us when we keep talking about affordability. What is affordable homes? What is affordable homes? They used to say that your payment shouldn't be more than 30% of your income. The problem is either our income needs to come way up or our house cost needs to come way down.
Right.
Because at $7.25 an hour, you can't afford anything.
When the wife and I started, her father, who's still with us then, but he said, you never want to have a house payment that you can't make with one paycheck.
That's a good point too.
But now that one paycheck, I don't know about today, because the wife and I have been out of it.
They're talking about one, that you're getting paid weekly, so they're thinking 25%.
One paycheck, right? Yeah.
But yeah, I remember when I was very fortunate to get my first house when I was young, like you did.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
And then, I've moved around and I've moved up, and I've traded this house for that one, and eventually, I have a really nice house that I would not be able to afford today if I didn't have the money to roll into it from the previous.
Sure,
ones.
And credit that to growth.
Yes.
Understood. I mean, that's part of it. The wife and I, we sacrificed for many years. We took a temporary stop in Smyrna in our mobile home, which was a big one.
Hey, I lived in a mobile home too.
And I said, we're not going to, this is just temporary.
This is temporary.
Stuff.
How many years temporary?
16. But, now the last nearly 28.
There's nothing shameful in living in a mobile home. Have you checked the price of mobile homes lately?
Oh no! I told our dad, said, well, I'll tell you what. He said, now after we got the house built, and my youngest brother built my house. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I turned around and built our middle brother. I built him and my sister-in-law a house out on Asbury Road, and to return the favor somehow. But I did. And Dad, we were out there, and he said, well, now you'll have a good home and something you can be proud of. I said, Dad, we've had a good home where we were.
From the very
Me
beginning.
and wife and our 2 kids. Now, I will say when Lauren came along, it started to get a little crowded, in that 3-bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a huge storage building out back, too, so that helped a lot.
Nice.
We didn't have to rent anything. And it was ours. I built it. So anyway, we worked it out. But there's sacrifice involved. And a lot of these kids today, he wants everything Dad's got right now. She wants everything. Mom's got, all the furniture, all the fine silver, all the fine flatware, all the china, all the, the big Hummer or the Escalade to drive, failing to realize that Mom and Dad have worked 30 and 40 years to get what they've got.
Well,
it's
true, but there are no starter homes anymore.
Home.
So even if they wanted to start out with a little starter home and some used furniture, it's pretty hard to do.
Do you have a number? Has anyone ever come up with a number? What is a reasonable starter home? Because I've heard the number 400,000, but that's not reasonable.
That's too high. It's got to be under 250, in my opinion.
I agree.
And and we need some first-time home buyer programs to help them. My son and daughter-in-law, they bought their first home about 14 years ago, and they had just gotten married, and they said the rent was going up, so they were going to buy a house. And I said, you can't do that. You don't have any savings. And, well, you know what? My smart daughter-in-law went and found, a down payment program for teachers. And
she's a teacher.
Well, she was at the time. She's now an administrator for Rutherford County Schools.
Okay.
And she found all these programs, and they didn't have to put any money down, and they got the house, and then they made payments on it. It was a brand new home. The builder gave them some concessions, and they got in that place, and that wasn't that long ago. And
but it took some finesse. They have to.
She had to
there's
figure
a plan.
it out.
There's a plan.
She's very smart. She figured it out. They had a budget, and
Now that's your daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
How about your son? Bless his heart. You're giving her a lot of praise, but I don't know about
my
your
son is smart and kind,
Yeah.
and he does as he's told. Listen, they told
Okay, boy, Connor, listen up, boys. Listen up. Yeah, listen up to your
my son's not
buddy.
listening to this, I don't think. And if you are, son, call in. But I was actually told this just yesterday. I was over at the in-laws' house. We had a weenie roast,
Right.
And they sent him out to the car to get something. And she says he does exactly as he's told. And I said, he's a good boy. I trained him well.
You ought to be ashamed of
No,
yourself.
my son is the kindest, sweetest young man,
All right.
and very
Yeah.
smart, and I'm very proud of him.
Right.
And together they do very well, and I have one
Now, they
one precious granddaughter.
Oh, sure. And y'all are from Florida, but they're here. They're here in Rutherford County.
My daughter-in-law and her family are all here in
Everybody's here.
in Tennessee,
All
not
right.
necessarily in
Good.
Rutherford,
Yeah,
but in
okay.
the Nashville area. My
Sure.
son and I came from North Florida.
Right.
And his dad came up here to live, and my son came up to go to high school here because we weren't crazy about the high school where we were,
Sure.
and he loved it, absolutely loved it, and didn't want to come back, and that's how I ended up here. But
Segue into my next. You talk about so many people came here, and we've got this Republican-controlled school board that, and they feel, of course, they're all about private schools, but we're wanting to take away from our public schools. And everybody that came here, you came here. My wife and I stayed here because of Rutherford County schools.
yeah, a lot of people come here for that reason.
And
Absolutely.
the teachers are fantastic.
This is the
you
best
know.
school system you could have.
I know.
But I didn't tell you actually what I did before I came to Tennessee.
Okay.
And that kind of explains why I might be qualified to be a county commissioner. Most people don't know what a postmaster does, but I was a postmaster for 25 years.
Yeah.
They're in a small town. They are the head of the post office. They manage it. They take care of all customer service issues, all delivery issues. And so in my small town, I was the main government official, basically.
Right.
People came to me with all kinds of issues. What should we do about this or that? And I love helping people, and so I would, help lead them in the right direction. Well, you probably ought to, call the county or call the city or call the state or something. Or I'd say that's something I can help
Sure,
with.
sure.
And I'd help them with delivery issues and managed people and budgets. And a lot of people don't know what a county commissioner does. I actually made a video about
True.
this. But,
Right.
we don't pass any laws, and we, manage budgets for school board, sheriff's department, all the departments under the county. We approve subdivisions, as we've talked about,
Right.
and new building, like putting a warehouse somewhere. Lots of things.
In the county, and the
And-
companies that are coming here, it's a long process. They don't just say, hey, we're coming to Rutherford County, and next week they're here.
That's right.
This is a long, drawn-out process. And schools.
Yep.
And we're going to get into this in our next segment, a subject that Kathy knows a lot about. It's jails. And I'm not going to tell you what she knows about it. But there's a reason. Son and daughter-in-law, there's a
No,
reason.
no.
Son, there's a reason your mother came here, okay?
Running from the law.
I'm kidding. No, that's what they told me. They thought I might be running for something. A good friend of mine, Gary Templeton, said, he put it on Facebook, said, if you're running for anything, Raymer, I'm going to be running for the county line. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Kathy Watts is with us, and she's your Democrat candidate for County Commission, District 16. And we welcome your phone call, 615-893-1450. If we could go to a break right now, I would appreciate it. Connor's on the board. His little trainee, Bo, is here, and he's just doing as he's told. And if you would, take us to a break, and I'm going to be back with Kathy right after this. Stay with us. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. You know, if you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag number run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or AA.org.
And I want to tell you about a great friend of ours, J. Mullins Jewelers. You know, they've been in this county for going on 100 years now. And their new location is 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. Jewelry for any and all occasions, weddings, birthdays, of course, all holidays, Christmas and everything, getting real busy around the Christmas holidays. Check them out at 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. You know, J. Mullins Jewelers. Can't beat it.
All about the beef. I'm Thomas Camps, and this is Tennessee Home and Farm Radio.
Beef is one of the hottest commodities right now.
July is Beef Month in Tennessee as we celebrate one of America's favorite protein sources. The month-long celebration includes a proclamation from Governor Bill Lee. The Tennessee Beef Industry Council Executive Director Valerie Bass says highlighting our great beef cattle producers that span across all 95 counties is the best part.
We just really do take a few minutes and pause and remember where our food comes from, where our beef is raised. As we travel through Tennessee, you can see those green pastures and see those cattle grazing.
Whether it's a hamburger, brisket, ribs, or a juicy steak, Americans love beef, and the recent increase in the price of it at the grocery store isn't slowing down demand for it.
It is an excellent source of protein, and it has many other nutrients that a 3-ounce portion provides that a lot of other animal proteins don't. So in a class of a protein pack, beef really packs a punch.
Our beef cattle farmers are untouched when it comes to their methods in growing the beef and the end product.
The quality of American beef surpasses all other beef in the world. Our beef is the gold standard, you know. I mean, it really is. The way our animals are cared for and raised, especially here in Tennessee, our producers, many of them have gone through the Beef Quality Assurance Program.
So head to your local grocery store and buy some good old American beef this month. It's good for you, and it tastes great.
If people are interested in a fantastic beef recipe throughout the month of July when they're celebrating July Beef Month, they can go to tnbeef.org. or they can visit beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
And don't forget to thank the farmer that grew that delicious beef. For Tennessee Home and Farm Radio, I'm Thomas Capps.
All right, and we are back. I'm Ed Raymer with the Heavenly Raymer Show. Our good friend Kathy Watts is here. She's asking for your vote out of District 16 here in Rutherford County. She's running for county commission. She would appreciate it very much.
Do you know where District 16 is?
I'm going to ask you, what are the boundaries on it? Where is that?
Well, it is a really big district. It has the same number of people as everybody else's, but mine has a lot of commercial right in the middle of it. So I've got this one section that's downtown. It's from Clark to Middle Tennessee to Main Street.
Okay.
And
all
all
right.
that.
That's pretty huge right there.
And that's just one part. I live out off the River Rock area, and that's another part of it. It goes down New Salem, turns right on River Rock, left on Cason Trail, right on Cason Lane, and then I get all the people that live on the interstate. None of them. We go all the way down John Rice, and I got the right hand side of John Rice where the interstate is, and we go all the way over to the avenue where I have apartments. Yeah. So it's all over, and I've been all over, I tell you.
How many people are in a district? Roughly.
Somewhere around 17,000.
17,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, they're not all registered to vote, obviously.
Right. Now, this is a county office. This is a
Yes,
county,
one
even
of
though you're
21.
here in the city, even though business
Yes,
here, there's still county.
all of District 16 is actually in the city limits of Murfreesboro, which is not true of all the districts. Some people have some county and some city in their district, but mine is all city limits, which is interesting since the fellow I'm running against seems so concerned about the rural areas being more dense.
Right. Okay.
But we're pretty dense here. So I did discover that if there's some growth in my district, that I personally can't help control it because it's not something that would be voted on by the county commission. It would be voted on by the city council. But I would be willing to go to the city council and speak at public comment on behalf of my constituents.
Sure.
If they're against something being built in their area. There's not as much room left to build there as there is in other areas.
Right.
But like I said, we have that big commercial area because I've got the Avenue and the old mall. Both of them are in my district.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of area and you got so you've got a little bit of you've got working folks, you got well-off folks, you've got big business, no doubt.
Yep.
Not that you're walking into big businesses to
No, 'cause
ask
they
for,
can't vote.
Yeah. But, well, remember, Kathy, you got to remember, now corporations are people.
Oh, well, they still can't vote, though.
That's what I always said. Is they can't. Well, what's their vote? How much? What we get for their vote? Of course, we all know they don't want their vote. They want their money. But that's fine. I'll take it too. We've got to have a new jail.
We do. A lot of people are like, why? Well, it's really old, first of all, and it's
Sure
kind of
is.
crumbling.
It is.
It's a big tower that's very expensive to maintain. They say that the elevator constantly breaks down and they can't get parts for it.
Sheriff Fitzhugh was here with that, and they couldn't get parts, and that was one. I mean, you're talking about a facility it's like a hospital, really. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is no shutdown.
Absolutely, and that means it ages so much faster.
Right.
So the state has told us, you have to replace this jail in 5 years or you'll be
You won't be compliant.
won't be in compliance. And so they actually had a vote a couple weeks ago at the one of the committees.
Okay.
Where they
right. It's all right.
Yeah, not planning, but anyway, building, I think. But anyhow,
Right. Okay.
and they had to make a decision, and they were kind of concerned about whether or not they should make it now because we're getting ready to have an election.
Right,
And
yeah,
they-
we gotta go through
and they
that,
talk
sure.
about the new commission because the new commission will take place in September. Whoever gets elected, and they know,
Sure.
and they already know that several of the positions are going to have new commissioners, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, because we've had people retire.
Sure.
So anyway, they had to decide: shall we stay or shall we go? And I'm pretty sure that's a song. And so they had to vote on,
Yes.
shall we stay over on New Salem, where we are, and build more, build another tower, build some more, or shall we go? And wherever they were looking to go was on South Church, where the Juvenile Justice Center is. And so they would, they could build a new, and they want to build all on like one level. It's much less expensive.
Sure.
And but they would need more land. And
Sure, because you're spreading it out.
and so they have some land there, but not enough. So they said they would either have to buy the land or condemn the land. In other words, take it.
Take it.
And I don't particularly like that idea. I do agree with the vote that they made, which was to go. So,
Well, now out South Church, because that's obviously you probably
but it's not
remember, that's
way.
where-
We're not talking way out
Yeah, we're
south.
talking.
We're talking
They're
in
right there
town.
across
Yeah.
from
the-
Wendy's, the Ramada Inn, and all
Yeah,
that. That's that area. But there is a lot of land back there. Now I don't know what the acreage is, but I think that could be utilized for that.
It's possible.
Possibly.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
they're
need
going to have to
we
take
need
a
to
hard
look
look at
into it. Yeah,
Sure.
I did.
Sure.
I did speak to Commissioner McAdoo because he was the chair of the committee to ask him some questions about that. I have found the current commissioners very willing to answer my questions when I'm trying to understand something because
Right.
it's a learning curve. But I've been going to the commission meetings ever since I decided to run, which was October 31st. I've been going to the meetings every month.
Sure.
I make myself sit there from beginning to end. I don't get up and I don't get up and leave after public comment, which is what a lot of people do, because I believe I got to be able to sit through the whole thing.
True.
You know?
Right.
However, those seats up front look so much more comfortable than the
I
pews
know,
in the back.
than the wood pews.
And,
yeah, I'm
and
telling
I have
you.
sat through at least 2 meetings that didn't end until 10 p.m.
Oh, I would say there's some that have gone on in the past, gone on longer than that,
Yeah.
because they start at what, like 5:30,
They start at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, whatever, and so you got to be pretty disciplined to, and hopefully there's some breaks in there where everybody can get up and stretch and relax.
They do have a break, but usually they don't even try until about 8:30.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
I mean, you can get up and go. I've watched the commissioners leave the room and come back, but they hurry because they don't want to miss a vote or something.
Connor, I'm looking at us. Maybe we could put a hot dog stand outside there. Maybe sell some hot dogs during their break. We might make a fortune. Hot dog, Coke, and a bag of chips. $5.
Well, the last meeting,
Of course, we'll have to get a permit.
The Farm Bureau was there with MTSU chocolate milk.
Oh,
and,
I hear
and,
that's good.
and muffins. Oh, it is good.
Would you believe I've lived here for 46 years and I've never drank a thing of that chocolate milk, and they say it is delicious.
It is some of the best. I graduated from MTSU, by the way.
Wife did too.
Yeah. And I drank some while I was there, and I've had some since.
I'm going to bet from 1978 or 79.
No, sir. I graduated from MTSU in 2016. I didn't move here till 2009. I went back to school when I worked there. After I moved here, after I retired from being a postmaster, I tried part-time jobs for about a year, and wasn't enough money to make me happy.
Sure.
And actually, but I worked at MTSU for one of my part-time jobs, and they found out that I was a retired postmaster. So when the manager of their campus post office was retiring after 30 years, they actually called me up and offered me the job. I didn't have to apply for it.
Right.
And so I did that for 6 years while I waited to become a grandma.
Waited to become a grandmother.
And so one of the benefits of working at MTSU is that you can take one course every semester paid for free.
Oh, man.
I had an associate's degree from 19...
Yeah.
And
76.
82. It was an associate's degree, not my high school.
Oh, an associate's degree. Okay, all right. You graduated 76. Because we and I, there's no lie. We're the same age.
We're the same age, but I did look...
I'm not ashamed to say I'm 91 years old.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
And don't I look younger, people, really. I actually looked it up, and
You do.
I looked you up to see who was older, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring it up, but I am actually a little bit older than you.
Are you older than me? Really?
But
Okay,
I'm younger than your wife, because I looked her up too, because it has... I have the right... I can look up the voter records, and I looked
Honey,
you
I
up.
do not know this woman. She just came in here and she said, "Can I get on the show?" I said,
He's
"Sure."
a private investigator, and so am I.
Oh, get out of here! I've had people say, "No, I'm more like right now." Nowadays,
Anyway.
Go ahead.
But we know we're the same age, and we come from the same background a lot with
Sure.
Being lifetime
We do. Yeah.
Democrats. But anyway, so I got to go back to school, but I had to retake almost everything because it didn't count.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out how my junior college in Florida counted at MTSU, so I had to retake a lot of things. The credits counted, but not for anything. So eventually, after 6 years, I finally graduated, and some people ask me, what did I get a degree in? And I got a degree in, well, nothing for a math. It's called the Adult Degree Completion Program.
Okay.
And you concentrate in 2 areas, and I think mine was administration and writing. And anyway, I graduated.
I could see that, writing and administration. Yeah. Yeah.
And
sure.
I graduated a month after I resigned from there in August of 2016. And people said, "What are you going to do with that degree?" I said, "Hang it on the wall, because I'm retired." And it's not even hanging on the wall, but
it's amazing that. We've got kids here, our local, and Bo may know more about this than any of us. They're graduating high school with a 2-year associate's degree.
Oh, well, I guess I should back up and tell you I graduated. I went to college a year early. I was only 16 when I went to college.
Right.
Early,
we did.
early admissions
we
program.
did that. Sure.
Well, my birthday's in November, so I
Right.
was the youngest kid in my class, so I was actually 16 when I started school, like in August. I turned 17, but when I graduated from high school, I already had a year of college, and this was back in the 70s. So, But it took me a long time to get the second year because then I got married when I was 18 too.
Right.
In
okay.
fact, last Friday was the 50th anniversary of the day I got married. But it wasn't my 50th
Really?
anniversary because I'm not married
Oh,
anymore.
darn. Yeah. Okay.
But I
all
got
right.
married July 3rd, 1976.
But your former husband is here.
No, actually, he was here and then he moved back to Florida
He
when
moved
we
back
got
to Florida.
here. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
Okay. All right.
remarried. You know, but anyhow, I'm happy here. I like it here.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, you've got me for a friend to come up and kick around whenever you want.
Absolutely. I got a lot of good friends.
You do. You really do. And I want to tell you, Kathy, there's a lot of people that appreciate you that you'll never know. And you do. You do a great job. This lady is what she is, folks.
Well,
and,
I have a little nickname one of the candidates calls me.
What is it?
Mama C. Are you listening?
Mama
Do you
C.
hear me call? Yeah. I don't know if it's said with endearment or with hate, but they do kind of look up to me because I
Right.
have some experience and I've been through a lot of this stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
I tell
Sure.
them. I mean, little things as much as where can you put signs on election day that's safe? You know, it's like you
Yeah,
can't
right.
you can't leave a sign at Sportscom; they'll take it away. But you can leave it at
Right.
Lane Agri Park. See, I know these things.
Well, and here's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up because I did want to indirectly, aside from having you here, mention that we have a candidate that was told we don't put signs up for Democrats. Yeah, just Republicans.
Oh, is that the Swanson Properties?
Might be.
It could be,
And,
yeah.
I would say this to anyone. It wasn't just them. And by the way, it wasn't just them. There were some other people involved. Folks, you might want to wake up and smell the coffee. The pendulum is swinging. Okay?
Indeed it is.
I've always said that, and you know what? This pendulum always swings. Sometimes slowly, sometimes
It's
a
been
little
very
bit.
slowly
It's been
lately.
very slow for the
But
last
you know,
10 years.
we have 17 people running for county commission.
I wanted to touch on that. Fantastic
Yes.
candidates. Really good folks.
Matt Fee did a tremendous job of finding candidates.
He has.
And I was there 4 years ago as county chair
Right.
when we had 11 candidates, and that was landmark, which it was sad too because only half the people had somebody to vote for with 21.
Right.
But 17, almost everybody. There's only 4 slots that we don't have somebody in,
Right.
and these are high quality candidates.
They are.
Ed. They really are.
They are.
I mean, there are a few
Yeah.
of them that are just sort of names on a ballot, but
Right.
I mean, we've got a lot of really good candidates, and gosh, I hope we're not disappointed on August
and
6th.
Kathy, you know, the bottom line, and I've met so many of them. I mean, they may be a good candidate, good educated, but they're good people.
They really are.
They really
And I have-
think and they're not jaded by, you know, they know what life's all about. You know, a lot of them have families and raising kids and going to school and all that, but they're good people.
But they're all first-time candidates once
Right.
again, and you know, and they put their life
Except
on hold.
Hope. Except Hope.
Who's
Yeah.
running for re-election, but
Yeah.
they put their lives on hold to run for election.
That's exactly
and we
right.
have got to get more people to vote. You know, 4 years ago, 10 to 12% of the people came out to vote,
It's
and that's when
utterly
you know, and when
ridiculous.
people say, and my race is one of the most likely to win, but that doesn't. I'm not taking that for granted.
Sure.
Because you were there and I were there. Was
Yes.
there, and when we watched our very good friend Mariah Phillips lose by 33 votes, and there is absolutely no excuse for that. No excuse
None at all.
whatsoever, because she ran for Congress, she ran for State House, and then she ran for County Commission.
I know.
And lost by 33 votes. And
33 votes.
And those votes were there. They just didn't go vote.
Sure.
And so, you know, the guy that ran in my spot 4 years ago, he did nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. In fact, he disappeared.
Sure.
We couldn't find him after May something.
Right. Yeah.
He lost by only 63 votes. So I believe that this race is definitely winnable.
Oh, I think, but to be honest with you, and I'm not being facetious here. I think they're all winnable, because if these people are not fed up at this point,
That's a good point. Yep.
I mean, and don't
Yeah.
make no mistake, and folks, I mean this, and Kathy, I don't want to get off. We've only got about 11 minutes left, but I'm going to tell you, this thing has filtered on down to our local politics, and all politics is local. All elections are local, and I'm telling you, this crazy thing in Washington, it has filtered right on down to here that, well, we'll just do what we want to do. You know, I know it has in the State House. It's utterly ridiculous. when you refuse to even just listen to a constituent, you just sit there and bob your head. Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for stopping by. Come on, man. Quit giving me lip service, And I know you don't do that.
No.
And there's another thing. If there's something you can't do, you'll be the first to say, Ed, that's not in my forte. I can't do that.
But
you tell me.
One of the things that's hard for people to figure out is whether they call the city or the county or who they call for their problem.
Right.
And
it is.
I want to be the person that helps them figure out where to call and get them a number or maybe even makes that call for them if possible.
Sure.
But
because we all know people that can, in situations like that, help people out.
Yeah.
And I just I appreciate you, I respect you, and I'm glad you're doing this. I never had thought about that. You never put your name on a ballot.
No, I've
you've
been
been around the
dancing
party?
around it. People ask me, when are you going to run, or why haven't you run yet? And here's the answer. Did you see what the temperatures were last week? Honestly, I told people when it's 75 in July, that's when I'm going to run for office. But
right, yeah,
but, last September, I moved to a different neighborhood, and I had been living in District 19, which is Ramel McMurray.
Right.
And I honestly didn't want to go up against him.
Well, Pat is doing that now.
I'm good for Pat, and I salute. I salute him.
Yes, sir.
I do. But that one, and so I looked at this one and I went, oh yeah, that was the one that. And do you know in 2024, when I was a delegate to the national convention, Kamala Harris won my district by 31 votes. It's really a blue district. It can be a blue district.
So many of them are.
Yeah.
So many of them are.
We have 5
yeah.
where Kamala Harris won 5 districts. And some of them came pretty darn close. Most of these races are within 100 votes.
Yep.
So,
right.
And we've got some that are open seats. I tried to convince my good friend Brendan Dowdy to come on with me tonight. And I know I said I wouldn't share the hour with anybody, but I would share it with Brendan because I think he is amazing. And I'm going to try to talk him into coming on with you. He's our youngest candidate. He will turn 23 just a few days before the election. And he's running in District 13, which is an open seat. Paul Johnson is retiring from there. And
I know. Yeah.
And so, nobody really even knows the fellow that he's running against. And Brandon has been knocking doors like crazy.
Well, like I said,
he's knocked more than 1,000 doors.
Yeah, and it's Brandon, who now?
Brendan Dowdy.
Brendan Dowdy. Need to have him up here quick. But
yes.
I'm telling you, these seats are winnable. They're very, very much so, and I'm not just saying that out of a shred of hope. I mean, this is a fact.
But there is no reason that 12% of the people should decide what's going to happen in your life.
Yeah,
people get out there and vote because 20% could make a big difference.
Yeah,
and that's not even a very good turnout.
I will say this: Brian Barrett and I, we'd get election headquarters on election night, and Brian, hope you're doing well. I think thank goodness, it's going to be fine. Everything's looking good. But we've been thinking about you. But we'd sit up there, and of course, who's
Alan Farley.
Alan. Of course, they'll bring out the results to us. We'll just sit there at the table, and we'd look at each other. 9% turnout, 8% turnout. We got to 11. Wow. That's.
Well, the turnout in May was higher than ever.
Sure.
For that time.
And
it was because we had 17 people running.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you're shaking. You're.
I had 215 people vote for me, and they didn't have to, because I wasn't running against anyone.
Right.
But I appreciate every one of them.
Sure.
And some people
because we're going to need them.
Some people decided to vote Republican because they needed to vote for the mayor or the sheriff, and I totally get that.
I understand.
And I thank them for getting us a new mayor.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, Randy is a good. He seems to be again a good person. He's good. He seems to be a good man.
So.
I've met him several times.
I think so. I don't know him
very
very
several, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I don't know him very well, and I met him personally for the first time. Shook his hand last week, and I told him I was excited for his election and hoped I got to work with him.
Sure. I think you might just get that chance.
I hope so.
I hope you do, because he's a good man. I think he's a fine man, and the last county election like that on mayor was close, pretty close. And Rhonda Allen, who bless her heart, and God rest her soul, she's no longer with us, but she was within like 200 or 300 votes. I think
it was close.
And,
She would have been a good mayor.
Yeah. And, but there is one thing I will give Mayor Carr credit for that he put, and it was in the papers, and of course everybody heard about it, talking about this private school money, this voucher money, or whatever. And we put it to these private schools, and there are people that are pulling their kids out after maybe in less than a month and say, hey, we're not really liking how this is going. You got teachers who aren't qualified. They don't have to take TCAP tests. They don't have to do anything. I guess I could go there and get a degree, I guess, But, just fill in the blanks, But they pull that. And Mayor Carr said, what about the money for our constituents of our county? Where do we get that money back?
Did he get it back for us?
No.
No, he didn't. He asked.
You can't.
Yeah,
no.
it's gone once you give it.
Once you give it, it's out of the way.
Same thing with the charter schools.
Charter schools, I'd get the same thing.
Yeah.
They're all private schools. It doesn't make any difference, you know. And I will give him credit there. At least he did bring it up. Said our county's out of pocket. And, our citizens are out of pocket because you made a mistake. Well, and I agree with that. So, hats off to him for that.
And now they've doubled the voucher system. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, maybe they can buy some Steinway pianos like they did. Let me tell you something. Carrie Sharp went out to Arizona. She did a special on Channel 5, and it was that thing really it was having a negative impact on the state's budget. It's killing them. I'm telling you right now, just go out there and vote for Kathy. Will you? If you're in District 16, please go out there and vote for her. Vote. Just look at the Democrats and just vote blue.
And if you aren't in 16, vote for someone else that's Democrat.
Sure,
on the
just
ballot.
go vote, please.
Yeah, please vote.
Yeah.
Even if you're a Republican, go vote.
Go vote. Yeah.
Because voting is the one thing that we're promised.
That's right. And they're trying to take it away, and especially from you ladies.
They are that SAVE Act.
What is I saw those girls. I think it was that little Charlie Kirk, his widow's running around. She would be willing to give up her right to vote if we just had a Republican agenda from now on. Are you out of your mind?
That's crazy. No.
I know my wife and daughter's not lining up to get on that team.
I've talked to quite a few people at the door that one of them's a Democrat and the other one's a Republican, so they're sure not going to give it up there.
No.
I don't know how they can be married, but
have you run into, and you've done some door knocking or whatever the case, a lot of it, of people that have never met a county commissioner?
Every single one of them. But
is that right?
That's true. Last week I went to the Oakland Court. Do you know where that is? It's the Section 8 housing right next to Oakland's mansion.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
All right.
Go ride down there. It's the cutest little neighborhood
around
you've ever
Manny
seen.
Avenue and all in that area.
And they made some new streets back there. And so they tore down all.
It's beautiful. I know where you're talking about. It's beautiful.
They tore down everything that was there and rebuilt this. I need to find out more about it. And somebody's calling in.
Okay.
Finally. It must be Jeff.
Probably want the weather. But okay, go ahead. Bring him on. Who's the guy?
Terry Livingston.
Terry Livingston from Knoxville. All right, Terry, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, Terry. Listen, now we've only got a couple minutes left. Thanks for calling. Kathy's here. What's going on?
I just wanted to say, how are the Democrats doing over there? Are we posting road signs and got the media blitz going and denouncing fascism like we should be doing?
Sure
we are.
This is Terry Livingston, Kathy, if you don't know. He's from Knoxville, and he's one of us, okay?
Well, you wouldn't have been this friendly if he wasn't.
What's on your mind, Terry?
We're going to rouse some people up here in a couple of months, it looks like.
Brother, I hope you're right.
I think we're going to rouse some people up. I know we got some damn good candidates. And just like this lady here, she's on top of things. She knows what she's talking about. I don't understand why people just don't ramble those folks out of Nashville up there running this state. There's something wrong with them.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we've talked about it before. And you got me, brother. You got me,
I mean, minimum wage in 20 years hadn't gone up. What's going on?
I'm telling you.
I'll let you go.
Terry, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Bye.
Terry Livingston over in Knoxville, Tennessee, and he's one of our followers, and we appreciate it. And thank you, Terry. Thanks again. Kathy, we got to get out of here. Tell people how to get in touch with you.
Kathy, the number 4, Ruco16.com is my website. And I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and now I'm on TikTok too. So I started making some videos, and they're kind of educational, so check me out. And please don't forget to vote. The last day to register to vote is July 7th. Early voting starts July 17th through August 1st. Election day is August 6th. Get out there and vote, please. Thank you.
Please go vote. We are out of. I'm going to do like Angela does. We're not out of talk, but we are out of time. So I'll tell you what. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate you doing this, and thanks to the Democrat Party. Thank you, Matt. Matt Fee, for everything you're doing. Everything, this thing is really running now, and it's going to get hot, literally. Maybe we're going to hit a cool spell here. But, Connor, thank you for doing the board. Appreciate you always. Take care, everybody. And I'll tell you what, till next Sunday at 8 o'clock, I'll catch you down the road. Good night.